Hi, friends. This is your pal, Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about an astonishing statement by Harrison Ford about the Marvel Universe cinematic film Captain America: Brave New World. So, so Harrison Ford now plays the Red Hulk in Captain America 4. And he said something pretty astonishing on the junket, right? So they did a junket, and he had this reporter come forward and ask him some questions. And the guy was saying, you're a very grounded actor. How do you deal with these fantastical worlds, right? And Harrison Ford said something astonishing. But first, I want to explain why he said this astonishing thing. So Harrison Ford has now connected himself to Marvel. Marvel very recently, within the last few months, connected itself to Dungeons and Dragons canon with by taking the Marvel universe and connecting it directly into Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is canon by 1,000 threads to Dungeons and Dragons. They're both, D&D is canon to MTG, MTG is canon to D&D, right? And what I'm saying is that this Dungeons and Dragons, every single thing Dungeons and Dragons attaches itself to becomes stranger and more esoteric. But one of the themes is, okay, so here's the flow with Dungeons and Dragons, right? Imagine this. All right, so this is the flow. It's pretty astonishing. In 1981, the Satanic Panic starts, and literally millions of parents all over the United States are saying, "We're worried that our children will be trapped and sucked into this world of Dungeons and Dragons. That what they're experiencing there is real, and we're terrified by that." And Gary Gygax's answer to that in 1983 was, "Why don't I make a Saturday morning cartoon that your kids will watch on Saturday that says, if you play Dungeons and Dragons, you'll get sucked into the world. You'll literally be pulled out of Earth, and now you'll be in the Dungeons and Dragons world." Today, literally today, with the new 2024 core rulebooks, those same characters are now being put in subsequent free adventures, saying the reality of players being sucked into Dungeons and Dragons, and there being no difference. There being a porous connection between the real world and the Dungeons and Dragons world is honored even today in Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons has always careened toward the idea that what they were doing was real. It's been throughout. It's been written through Dungeons and Dragons since the very beginning. Parents have recognized it immediately, and it's still being promoted today. Okay, in my humble opinion. All right, get this. Okay, so how so Magic so Marvel connects itself to Dungeons and Dragons. Harrison connects himself to Marvel. What does the Harrison Ford then say? Here's his answer to that reporter's question. He said, "Look, this is literally what he said. Look, the Marvel universe is as real as the one we live in. There is no potential in disdaining the reality of fiction." That is an astonishing statement. Harrison Ford is saying the Marvel universe is real as the one we live in, and that there's no potential in disdaining the reality of fiction. That is exactly what Gary said in 1983. He was like, "Oh, you're worried that your kids are going to get sucked into that the connection between IRL Earth and every D&D world is real, and that your kids will be lost in it, and they'll not be able to tell the difference between the real world and the Dungeons and Dragons world." Well, let me bronze that and put it into a Saturday morning cartoon that your kids will watch every Saturday, because I think what you're saying is real. And then Harrison Ford in 2025 is saying, yes, of course, if Marvel's connected to Dungeons and Dragons, of course it's real. Of course the fiction is real. And it's not just him, it's all over, right? B. Dave Walters, second best dungeon master in the world, and not an independent dungeon master, literally runs Dungeons and Dragons for the official Dungeons and Dragons, for official Dungeons and Dragons. He's done it multiple times in multiple venues. He said, in every way it matters, it is real. Like it's astonishing, right? Like there's no question now that Dungeons and Dragons is saying, yes, this is all real. Now, what does that mean, right? Well, in my humble opinion, what they're really saying is the benefits of playing Dungeons and Dragons are shockingly real. And that's what Harrison Ford is saying. He's saying, by connecting myself to the Marvel Universe, which is connected to Dungeons and Dragons, the benefits are shockingly real. Shockingly real, right? Astonishing, in my humble opinion. Every single word you heard in this video is my humble opinion. Absolutely nothing more, absolutely nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider like subscribing and have a fetch millennium.